As human beings, we want to make some kind of an emotional connection to what we do being important, that it matters.
Jay McKinney had been an employee of the John Oster Company in Racine, Wisconsin. And New Ulm Chamber, or some development corporation, offered a free building to Oster if they would bring jobs to New Ulm. And Oster came, and they sent Jay, who was a lead man, to assemble stators and rotors, and he did. Simultaneously, there was a group of guys in Chicago. They contacted Jay and offered him a job to come to St. Paul and start a winding shop. He told them, "I'd be happy to come to work for you, but only if you come to New Ulm, Minnesota and establish this shop, because I'm not going to retrain 50 hard-headed Germans." So they did, and they set up a company in the basement of Pink's department store downtown and started Tektronix Instruments. They were in motor tachometers and synchros and resolvers and so forth. And then he thought he could do it on his own, and he went down, rented a little Quonset hut down on Valley Street and started his own business. So Jay started the company in 1965, and I presume there were employees of one, him, at the time he started. He was the engineer, he was the supervisor, he was in charge of quality, he made the contact with all the customers.
When Windings was originally founded way back in 1965, they produced larger volumes of a very narrow range of product. The product was all small little synchros and stators that went into avionics and airplane instrumentation.
And especially really was inserting fine magnet wire into the small slots. It's not trivial. It takes a lot of skill and patience, and that was the unique factor in his business. He did that from 65 to 83, and I know that in 1983 there were about 20 people employed, and they produced about $750,000 worth of revenue in the year that we acquired the company.
In 1983, when Roger bought Windings, he began a very intentional and concerted effort to diversify the company.
I wanted to broaden our industries that we served. The mechanical process of producing a brushless DC motor that has applications from robotics to energy production is the same as the production of this little tiny synchro for avionics.
And so we started seeking out other kinds of customers.
We did not have a sales force, and the only way we were able to attract new customers was networking. And it exposed us to many more industries that we continue to serve today. And they're growing even more with the exciting things that we're doing with exploration in space. It's really endless.
Windings is involved in a tremendous range of applications. The common denominator is that it's difficult, it's custom, it's something that's very niche, and not many people would do it. We literally get orders sometimes for a single piece.
There are machines to do this kind of work. Well, we don't automate it because we only need to make 300. You'll quickly find out that the most efficient assembly machine for low volume, complicated work are people. And so people, the training, the extensive training that is required to do a really excellent job is really the key. I was loving what I was doing. I realized at some point, I'm not going to be here. I had a plan, so we started the ESOP in '98, and we just kept selling a little bit, grew the ownership of the employees up until the employees owned 80%, and we owned 20%, and we sold the final 20 at the end of 2008, and now the company is totally owned by the employees.
So I think that people understand perhaps more deeply than would typically be the case that our success is directly tied to the customer's success. I have the sense of satisfaction of having contributed to this entity, but secondly, there's a monetary reward to that. If the company does well, it increases in value. I own a part of the company, and so the part of the company that I own increases in value as well. And now in 2015, we're really in the throes of another major transformation of the company, where we are thinking a lot more in terms of being led by a service model. We will more and more get involved with helping the customers to figure out the answers to tough problems and figuring out a pathway forward. Windings is really about the employee owners and the people that make up the company. You know, we spend a lot of time at work. My hope would be that when people are working at Windings, they are getting that same level of satisfaction out of the work part of their life as they are out of the non-work part of their life. I hope that people will view Windings as a destination, not a stepping stone to something that's better, but as a destination where they can have a career, they can have hope of advancement. We've been around for 50 years, and my dream is that the company would be sustainable so there will be many more generations of Windings employee owners where people want to have this sense of, I have control of my destiny, and if I want to do something different or more, I have a say in making that happen. I'm proud that we have a really strong team here, and that's true at all levels of the company. We have wonderful people that are involved in production. They're doing things that I certainly couldn't do. We have good people in the middle management and supervisory levels, and I'm really proud of the executive team that we've assembled also. We have quite a combination of talents.
I think they're very proud of what they're making. You know, that they are making things that are landing on the moon. You know, they actually have a part in that. That's exciting. Not everyone has that.
But I wanted to make a difference in the world. And I think we have. We're doing some very important work for a wide range of industries. There's so much opportunity when you talk about the motion industry. Think about everything that moves. There's a stator behind it, and a rotor.
And people are excited about the future, and we have a vision for what we can create. The company is being transformed and preparing ourselves to be poised for a lot of future growth and success for a long, long time.